Well guys, after breaking my collarbone, getting it surgically repaired, having to go through recovery, a guy smashing into me and totaling my car, and then getting a viral infection that had me sick for 3 weeks and in and out of the hospital, I'm finally back. It's been rough. I can tell you what, it's been very rough. I apologize for the lack of the videos, guys, but you know, today I've come back to some very exciting news in the world of Azeroth. Something that we've all been waiting for a very long time in World of Warcraft. At long last, gnomes are finally being removed from the game.
Wow, I can't believe you actually believed me when I told you that. You're so gullible.
So you're saying gnomes aren't being removed?
Well, unfortunately, no. But even better, the game is now going to support cross-faction grouping going forward. Isn't that cool?
Today's video was sponsored by the Nixxiom Corner Store. Get all sorts of shirts, mugs, and other things that will help support the channel here on YouTube. Your friends will think you're sexy. Your mom will approve. Your dad will come home after all those years after heading off to fetch those cigarettes. It's the Nixxiom Corner Store. Feel free to browse. It's been a long time coming. Too long coming, in fact, most would say. The Horde and the Alliance, bitter enemies for years, they are finally going to be able to group together to do content in the future of World of Warcraft. Now, honestly, I don't see why it took them this long to allow this, but with the tremendous pressure games like Final Fantasy have been putting on WoW recently, it really don't surprise me that Blizzard is even willing to break their age-old formula of red versus blue to see a recovery to their population, or at least to try to see a recovery. The only problem is Blizzard's greed and desire to, make money aside. How are players going to respond to this sudden change to the game?
So to test that question, we ran a poll over on the Nixxiom Twitter page over the past 24 hours. We asked simply, do you support cross-faction gameplay in World of Warcraft? To which over 80% of responders said yes. So I guess you could say yeah, it's a change the community seems very warm and responsive towards. But that's just Twitter. What about you guys here on YouTube? What do you think?
Now for me personally, speaking for myself, it's not really that surprising seeing these results coming from the community, considering the fact that since the beginning, Blizzard has just been pushing the factions closer and closer together story-wise, which of course is gonna manifest in the attitudes of the player base. Maybe in the past there was this very clear nationalistic spirit among the player base, but as the story of World of Warcraft has progressed, Blizzard has pretty much made zero effort in really growing that faction conflict, which I think they were trying to go for with the introduction of the cinematic of classic World of Warcraft. In reality, they've just built this continuous theme of working together that keeps popping up throughout the lore, whether it's working together to stop Yogg-Saron and Ulduar, working together to stop Garrosh, the Burning Legion, this vampire bodybuilder. But the Horde and the Alliance, they're still at war. All right, don't forget, they hate each other. They're just constantly working together, but they hate each other. The whole idea of the faction conflict just has not worked. It has not worked for years, and people have been pointing it out and asking repeatedly for a change. Now, either Blizzard really needed to expand it on the war and conflict in the game, breathing an extreme amount of energy into world PvP, town battles, city raids, and a storyline that fueled a clear conflict between the Horde and the Alliance, explaining the continuous and rising hatred between the factions, or they needed to just do away with the factions altogether really, bring them together into a single fold and allow players to just do content together, whether it's dungeons, PvP, raids, whatever they think. I think that Blizzard has tried to walk the middle ground this entire time, but at last, they have made their decision due to pressure, community feedback, and maybe even the recent changes in the company. And the factions are finally, after all this time, one step closer to coming together. Now, to be fair, we're not going to be seeing Night Elves and Orgrimmar and Forsaken in Ironforge just yet, but we're certainly on that path. Now, honestly, I know that Ian Hazzikostas said in his recent interview with IGN that overhauling the entire game so that the Horde and the Alliance can 100% interact, like do one another's quest lines and earn rep for each other's factions and all that stuff, he said that would be a mammoth undertaking, but I think that it's something Blizzard should do, in my opinion. In reality, I think the Horde and the Alliance banners, they should just be set aside forevermore, since, let's be real, World of Warcraft is not even about like the Horde and the Alliance anymore, and they're fighting. So this whole, like, you know, look Tarogar for the Horde and, you know, yeah, for the Alliance, like it has like nothing to do with like the story they're trying to tell anymore. I think that this major overhaul would also lead to some other positives to the game as well that people haven't thought of. Yeah, there's the obvious things like shorter queue times for dungeons and battlegrounds and stuff, but I'm also thinking of how new players will now have more players to interact with. Role players can create cross-faction mercenary guilds, for example. A person won't feel the need to make a second character of the opposite faction to experience the full game, and so on and so forth. You guys probably have thought of some pros yourself in your free time. But then again, I could just be spoiled by my time, you know, that I checked out Final Fantasy, so maybe that's why I'm so partial towards this change that Blizzard is proposing. I've also been playing a lot of Elder Scrolls Online, so, I mean, yeah. Overall, I think this is a good idea that will lead to great things for the game's future, and it seems the community is in favor of it too, judging by the poll at least. But being that it's still a new idea and it's still in its development, what do y'all think of it? Do you agree with the factions coming together? Do you think it's just some desperate attempt made by Blizzard to bring back players? And that actually brings up a good question. Like, if you've quit WoW and you've left, like, does this make you want to come back? I don't know. Does it inspire you to play WoW again? Let us know down in the comment section below. Guys, I appreciate you watching this quick and dirty video. Again, I apologize for the lack of content, but I'm getting better. Still a little bit sick even right now, but feeling stronger every day. Yeah, guys, it's just a very exciting time for Blizzard and for WoW going forward. I mean, we don't really know what to expect, whereas in the past we expected nothing but negativity and bad things. Now it's kind of like, oh, you know, Microsoft has purchased a Blizzard and things are changing, so it's like, ooh, you know, can we afford to hope now? You know, like, whoa, cool things are coming, like, whoa. So, but we'll see. I'm going to make a video talking about that here soon. Thank you guys for watching, though, and please leave a like. It does help the channel. Thanks, guys. Speak soon.